Hi again, time for day 17. We're getting closer to Christmas now. 17. This video is the lucky spin. If you're having trouble completing a hobby in a time limit, or just having trouble completing a hobby because it just won't give you the last one that you need, then the lucky spin could be incredibly helpful. Watch this video on how to do it. So my sim here is doing the broomstick flying hobby. I wouldn't really recommend using the lucky spin on hobbies that you've already completed once. So if you've already completed a hobby once, the reward is usually LPs and you're going to be using LPs to do the lucky spin. So I wouldn't really recommend that. But I'm just using this as an example to show you how it works. We need to go into the hobby tab first and find this hobby. So on the hobby tab, find the sim who is completing this hobby and you'll click on a picture of the hobby on the right hand side. This takes you to the hobby collection screen, so it shows you how many items you have collected so far in that hobby and also shows you the prize that you'll win at the end of it. I've got 2 items left to collect to complete this hobby. On the first row there's a rare one which I cannot get. I've been trying for ages and I just cannot get it. So I'm going to use 4 LPs to try and get it. We can see it's 4 LPs because in the orange circle on the left hand side that flashes between the LP sign and dice is the lucky spin button. So before we do it, there's just one thing you really need to know about it. It's not going to give you the one that you want all the time. It will get rid of the whole of the row and it will find you one in the row. It may not be the one that you want. So it's a risk, but sometimes it is really worth it. So we're going to do the lucky spin on this first row because I really want to get that rare one. All you need to do is click on the lucky spin button and it will refresh the whole row and it will find you one in the row. Let's hope it's the right one. And it is! That's amazing. My first attempt as well. So now I've managed to complete that whole row. And I've got my experience point reward for completing the whole row as well. You can see on the last row there, I've got 1 to collect as well. That's going to cost 6 LPs for that row. The price varies depending on the hobby and the row, so make sure you check before you do the lucky spin. So now I've only got 1 left to collect, so I'm just going to let her complete the hobby and try and get that one. If you are trying to complete a hobby in a time limit, it is best to use the lucky spin before you've found any in that row, because then you're guaranteed one. See, I'm only going to get 5 LPs for completing this collection, so really doing the lucky spin on that is not worth it. So definitely use it if you want to complete a hobby in a time limit or you want to get a prize, but when the reward is LPs, it's really not worth it. So just looking through a couple of the hobbies there, you can see the different amounts of LPs it will cost you. So definitely check before you spin, because you may be spending more than you realise. Hope you can join me for day 18 tomorrow. See you soon!